When the conversation shifts to the NBA's all-time greatest defenders, few names come up as frequently as Draymond Green's. A cornerstone of the Golden State Warriors dynasty, Green's reputation as one of the league's fiercest defenders is undeniable. 9-time All-Defensive Team selection, 2017 Defensive Player of the Year, and a key part of the Warriors' defensive identity, Green doesn't just believe he's one of the best defenders in NBA history, he believes he's the best. In a recent episode of the Draymond Green Show, a fan posed the question, who are the top 5 defenders of all time? Green's response? Simple, direct, and unflinchingly confident. He placed himself at the top of that list without hesitation. What you should understand about me is that I think I'm number 1. 1 on that list, Green said, clearly stating his case. Top 5 to go in order. I'm not a fan of those. But who I would regard as top 5, I'd definitely put myself on that list. It's a bold claim, but for a player whose entire career has been defined by relentless defense and unmatched versatility, it's hard to argue with his conviction. After all, Green's defensive resume speaks for itself. He's been the anchor of a Warriors defense that has consistently ranked among the NBA's best, and his ability to guard multiple positions, from point guards to centers, has revolutionized how we view the modern defensive role. A career built on defense. Draymond Green's defensive prowess is more than just a series of accolades. It's his unique skill set that sets him apart. His defensive IQ is off the charts, and his ability to read the game allows him to anticipate plays before they unfold. But it's not just his cerebral approach. It's his tenacity, his willingness to sacrifice his body, and his emotional leadership that makes him a force on the floor. In 2017, Green was awarded Defensive Player of the Year, an honor that solidified his place among the league's elite defenders. But his impact goes far beyond individual accolades. He's been the linchpin of a Warriors defense that has led Golden State to multiple championships, proving time and again that defense can win titles. Green's personal top 5 defensive list. After establishing that he's number 1 in his own eyes, Green went on to discuss the rest of his all-time defensive lineup. However, his selections came with some caveats, particularly when it came to legends like Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain, who many would argue should be in the conversation for the top 5. Green admitted that, while he recognizes the greatness of players like Russell and Chamberlain, he simply hadn't watched enough of their games to give them the eye test and place them among the all-time greats. It's a reasonable perspective given that Green is a product of the modern NBA, and his own experiences watching the game shape his opinions. Instead, Green leaned on players he's seen dominate the defensive end of the floor during his own era, with an emphasis on players who could shut down their opponents, control the game's flow, and influence outcomes with their defensive presence. Ben Wallace. The Detroit Wall. One name that instantly makes Green's list is Ben Wallace, the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, who was the heart and soul of the Detroit Pistons' elite defense in the early 2000s. Wallace, often regarded as the most dominant defensive big man of his era, set the standard for rim protection and rebounding. His combination of size, strength, and agility allowed him to completely disrupt opposing offenses. Wallace's legacy as a defensive powerhouse is undeniable, and Green clearly holds him in high regard. Tony Allen, the Grind Father. Another player Green has high praise for is Tony Allen, often referred to as the Grind Father for his dogged, physical style of defense. As the anchor of the Memphis Grizzlies' grit and grind era, Allen was one of the NBA's most feared perimeter defenders, known for his ability to lock down some of the league's best scorers. Whether it was his suffocating on-ball defense or his ability to make game-changing steals, Allen was a menace on the floor. Green's respect for Allen is clear, as he credits the former Grizzly as one of the toughest defenders he's ever faced. Tim Duncan, the ultimate two-way defender. Tim Duncan, widely regarded as one of the greatest players in NBA history, is another staple on Green's list. While Duncan was known for his scoring and rebounding, it was his defensive consistency that helped define his legendary career. The big fundamental may not have been the flashiest defender, but his positioning, shot blocking, and ability to defend in space made him a nightmare for opponents. His defensive leadership was a huge factor in the San Antonio Spurs dynasty, and Green respects Duncan's ability to impact both ends of the floor at an elite level. Hakeem Olajuwon, the master of the paint. Finally, Green rounds out his top 5 with Hakeem Olajuwon,